Have you read this? Researchers have found salt crystals from Central Australia containing ancient microorganisms that became trapped 830 million years ago.
Wow, 830 million year old salt. Leviticus says that all the offerings had to be seasoned with salt.
Is that to add flavour to the cakes of grain or the roasting lamb?
Possibly, but it's specifically salt of the covenant. What's special about God's covenants?
Well, Leviticus 24 talks about a covenant forever.
Yup, but there's more. Ready? After the flood, the rainbow is a sign of an everlasting covenant. In Genesis and Exodus, God talks about a covenant for generations to come. Psalm 55, an everlasting covenant.
Psalm 105, a covenant for 1,000 generations. Isaiah 61, an everlasting covenant. Jeremiah, an everlasting covenant that will not be forgotten. Ezekiel, an everlasting covenant forever.
Okay, I get it.
Wait, one more. 2 Chronicles, God made David king over Israel forever, him and his sons, by a covenant of salt.
So salt is used in a covenant because salt lasts forever?
Well, salt is a preservative, and salt itself lasts forever. So salt was a sign of the eternal nature of God's covenant.
What about when Jesus says, if salt loses its saltiness, how can it become salty again?
I think that's the point. Salt can't lose its saltiness. Salt doesn't decay.
So every time they sprinkled salt on their offerings, they remembered that God's covenant lasts forever.
Yep. And also, rabbis talk about table fellowship. When ancient people made a covenant, they formalized it over a meal, and salt was added as a sign of long-lasting unity.
Yeah, right. So God made a covenant of salt with his people, and now his people are offering food to their God, seasoned with the salt of the covenant. This is a really rich and beautiful picture of participation in a meal.
A meal that signifies an eternal relationship.